Babes, somewhere right now, someone is furiously rage texting their situationship. Someone is, pretending they didn't just stalk their ex at 2 in the morning. And somewhere, a celebrity publicist is having the absolute worst Friday of their entire life. So naturally, we are here.
We are so here for it. Babes, welcome back. We love you. We see you. And happy Friday. We hope you have the most amazing weekend. And if you are kicking off your Friday with us, we already know it's going to be a beautifully chaotic one.
Oh, it absolutely has to be, because the frappes are officially on deck. I'm holding mine right now, and let me just tell you, this is absolutely carrying my life force this morning. I mean, it's just pure survival at this point.
I can literally hear the sugar rushing through your veins. It sounds like a liquid anxiety attack.
I mean, I needed it.
I get it, though. Friday caffeine is basically a medical requirement to process the sheer volume of cultural mess we have to dissect today.
It really is. I went full unhinged mode today, too. I got the caramel ribbon crunch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it has extra crunch, extra whip, extra drizzle. It looks like a dessert that belongs at, like, a hyperactive child's birthday party. What did you get? Because you are staring at my cup with this deep, profound, almost spiritual judgment right now.
I am judging, but only because my resting heart rate would just skyrocket to dangerous levels if I drank that.
Yeah.
I have an aggressive quad shot iced Americano.
Ew.
No milk, no sugar, just ice and the bitter, unforgiving reality of bean water.
You are terrifying. You literally drink the void.
I drink Focus. But seriously, is there some kind of scientific reason why iced coffee somehow tastes infinitely better on a Friday?
Yeah.
It's like the ice cubes inherently understand that the weekend is approaching, you know?
Right. Like Monday iced coffee tastes like obligation and dread, but Friday iced coffee tastes like liberation. It's endless possibilities. I feel like coffee isn't even a beverage anymore. It's just a personality trait.
Totally.
I don't even know who I am without it. I'm just functioning solely because of this ice-cold bean water and my sheer willpower to talk about reality television.
It is not a personality trait. It is a coping mechanism. Especially after what we subjected our bodies to right before we turned the mics on today.
Oh my gosh, don't remind me.
We need to confess something to the Snark Squad. Because before recording today, we made a choice. A terrible, horrible, deeply misguided choice.
We did. Babes, we decided to try a hot yoga class. And when I say it was basically the equivalent of spending an hour trapped in hell, I am really not exaggerating.
Let's unpack the psychology of that spiral, shall we? Because we walked into this heated room, and the door closed behind us with this ominous thud.
It was like a bank vault.
Exactly, like a vault ceiling shut. And the heat, it doesn't just warm you, it hits you like a physical wall. I was sweating through my clothes before the instructor even pressed play on the ambient music.
It was so aggressive.
I was just desperately trying to look calm while internally screaming. I was glaring at the front row, too. Have you noticed the psychology of those front row people?
They're so peaceful.
They are terrifyingly peaceful. They aren't sweating, they are merely glistening. Meanwhile, I am wondering if I'm going to need an emergency airlift. The only thing I achieved in that room was severe dehydration and, a near-fainting spell.
You were being so dramatic. I mean, yes, I immediately questioned all my life choices when I walked in, but there were moments, fleeting moments of genuine inner peace and alignment.
Aligned. You were audibly hyperventilating.
I was breathing through the discomfort. It detoxifies you.
It melts your brain. I am never going back. But speaking of melting brains and terrible life choices, the gossip gods have absolutely blessed us this morning. There is so much tea to get through.
A true bounty. But before we get to the blessings, you know the drill. It is time for our messy life lessons of the week. 3 lessons each. I will start because mine are actually grounded in optimism and might help somebody.
Sure they are. Let's hear the toxic positivity.
It is not toxic positivity. It is self-preservation.
Okay.
Lesson number 1. Sometimes protecting your peace means putting your phone on Do Not Disturb and completely unapologetically ignoring everyone you love.
I support that.
Right. It is not personal. The human brain was just not designed to process the problems of 50 different people at once.
True.
Lesson number 2. Group chats are never actually quiet.
Oh, this is so real.
If nobody has spoken in 3 days, they are not at peace. They are just silently charging up for a massive crisis. The silence is a literal threat. And lesson number 3. Life is way too short for bad fries or bad dates.
Wait, say that again?
Bad fries or bad dates. We have to stop with the sunk cost fallacy. If the fries are soggy, send them back. If the date is boring, fake an emergency and leave.
Okay, the group chat observation is terrifyingly accurate, but here are my lessons, which are grounded in brutal realism. Lesson 1, never, under any circumstances, grocery shop while hungry.
Oh.
Yes. Unless, of course, your goal is to spend $80 on artisanal cheeses that you will absolutely let mold in the back of your fridge.
I feel personally attacked. I have a wheel of brie in my fridge right now that is basically a science experiment.
Case in point. Lesson 2. Just because an item is going viral on TikTok does not mean you need to buy it. You are not influencing, you are just hoarding cheap plastic.
We do not need the little spinning vanity gadgets.
We don't. And lesson 3, the most crucial one for your mental health. If someone texts you the phrase, "we need to talk," they have already ruined your entire day.
Ugh, the worst text ever.
Right, it spikes your cortisol.
Yeah.
So you might as well just block them preemptively, retain your peace, and take a nap.
You cannot just preemptively block human beings. That is so avoidant.
Watch me, it is highly efficient.
Woo, are chaotic. But babe, speaking of chaotic avoidance and interpersonal destruction, we've got entirely too much celebrity chaos to get through. So let's get into it.
Let's do it. We're transitioning from the literal heat of that yoga studio to the metaphorical, legal heat of Bravo stars facing the consequences of their own actions. We're starting with the dark snark.
I am still emotionally vibrating from this first story. I watched the video and I am legitimately horrified. We need to talk about Tom Sandoval, his ex Victoria Lee Robinson, and the fire pit fight.
Yeah, that was intense.
It was caught on raw video. Tom Sandoval physically shoves Victoria's dad, Will, backwards into a lit fire pit, a literal open flame.
Okay, let's break down the timeline and the mechanics of this analytically, because there are a lot of moving parts here. First, we have Victoria's arrest over alleged domestic violence against Tom.
Right.
Following that, Tom files court documents claiming that Victoria hit him so hard his vision blurred.
Wait, his vision actually blurred?
That is what he claimed in the filing, and he also claimed her father, Will, punched a massive hole in the guest bedroom door after Tom locked himself in there.
Which is just so incredibly violent. The screaming you hear on the video, the absolute breakdown of everything. And the dad is literally trying to pull Tom off Victoria by the waist. It is a complete mess. I'm just looking at the sheer danger of shoving a human being into an open flame.
The physical danger is undeniable. But here is the legal strategy and the dark irony of it all. Tom's defensive claim is that Victoria was intentionally recording him to bait him and play the victim.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he is arguing she was setting a trap. But the irony is, this entire physical altercation with her dad was clearly caught on video anyway by a third party.
Because someone was filming from the balcony.
Exactly. So the concept of a setup is kind of irrelevant when everyone's hands are dirty. In California, when you have mutual combat like this, the optics are disastrous. The footage shows Tom lunging for Victoria's phone, the dad steps in, and Tom uses his momentum to shove him backward.
It makes my heart heavy. Just a few weeks ago, they were posting these highly curated photos backing Spencer Pratt for mayor, and now it's police sirens and fire pits. It is too dark. We need to lighten the mood slightly.
Well, if anyone knows how to make the legal system glamorous, it is Portia Williams. Did you catch her interview with Ziwi?
I did, and it was the exact serotonin boost I needed. Ziwi asked Portia if she had any mugshot advice for her Bravo co-workers, and Portia just looks at her and says, "Prepare."
It is profoundly practical advice. If you know you are going to be processed by law enforcement, get a glam squad.
She said there was one instance where she knew there was a warrant, so she intentionally got her makeup done before turning herself in.
You have to respect the commitment to the personal brand.
But the best part was Ziwi trying to corner her about calling Kenya Moore a slut from the 90s. Ziwi asks, "What is the best decade for sluts?" And Portia just proudly yells, "The 90s."
The linguistic gymnastics were incredible. Ziwi tries to trap her by asking if she uses the word as a pejorative, and Portia completely dismantles the trap. She basically says, "She called me a name, so I read her back." And then she looks at Ziwi and says, "Don't ever bring pejorative to me, Ms. Z."
I was screaming. She essentially told Ziwi not to use SAT vocabulary to condescend to her. But from a glamorous mugshot, we have to pivot back to real family trauma, because the Giudice family is back in the police blotter.
The Real Housewives of New Jersey ecosystem is in freefall. Melania Giudice was arrested in Montville for simple assault.
I audibly gasped when that news alert hit my phone. Melania. There was an explosive fight inside the house, and one of her own sisters actually called the police on her out of fear.
Now, what is truly fascinating is the timing. Melissa Gorga is currently online fighting for her life in the comments, claiming that reports of season 15 being boring are false news.
Because the blogs are saying Bravo might cap the season at 10 episodes.
Right. But how can Melissa claim it isn't boring when the most intense family drama, a literal physical altercation resulting in an arrest, is happening entirely off camera? If your kids are reaching a boiling point of assault and the cameras are missing it to focus on petty country club arguments, the show has lost the plot.
It's so true. The real drama happens when the cameras go home, and this psychological toll is affecting the next-gen NYC moms, too. Did you read about Hudson McElroy's mom?
Carol McElroy.
Yes.
She was arrested in Georgia just days before her son's show was slated to premiere. The timing is a publicist's nightmare.
She got into a violent altercation with her 32-year-old boyfriend. They were arguing, he allegedly hit her with a pillow, and then she reportedly struck him in the face twice with the back of her hand. She left a laceration under his eye.
She spent the night in a jail cell, and the charge is misdemeanor family violence battery. It begs a serious sociological question. Does reality TV attract individuals with poor impulse control, or does the constant pursuit of drama permanently rewire their brains?
It has to be both. You just cannot hit people. But let's shift to some Bravo stars actually navigating the legal system successfully. We need to talk about Lisa Hochstein.
This is a massive update. The felony eavesdropping charges against Lisa have officially been dismissed.
Thank goodness. The stress she has been under with Lenny is unimaginable. He accused her of planting a listening device in his car during their horrific divorce.
She completed a pretrial diversion program. In Florida, if you are a first-time offender, you agree to certain terms, and if you complete it, the state drops the charges. It is a pragmatic choice to avoid trial. But her PR statement was razor sharp.
What did she say exactly?
She noted the police actually declined to pursue this case years ago due to lack of evidence, but Lenny pushed it. She stated, "I'm tired of seeing the legal system used as a weapon in an attempt to hurt me."
Which is Lenny's exact playbook.
Yeah.
He uses his wealth to try and bleed her dry legally. It's coercive control. I'm so relieved she can close this chapter.
It is a victory for Lisa. But if you want the ultimate case study in weaponizing the legal system, look at Kim Zolciak and Croy Bierman. This divorce is a never-ending game of legal ping-pong where the ball is made of pure toxicity.
It is relentless. The latest development is Kim claiming the court-appointed guardian is recommending Croy undergo anger management.
Let's contextualize this. Croy recently claimed Kim was neglecting the children, and a judge granted him primary physical custody. Now Kim is firing back, stating Croy has an explosive temper and is alienating her.
And the most chaotic part, she is attacking text messages from a female friend of Croy's as evidence. This mutual friend texted Kim calling Croy abusive. Can you imagine your ex's own friend texting you that?
It is a devastating breach of privacy. There are zero boundaries left in that ecosystem. It's a structural breakdown of the family unit playing out for public consumption.
I need a sip of my frappe to process this darkness. Okay, let's move out of the courtroom and into the surgeon's chair. We are moving into New Jersey rebrands and face journeys.
The aesthetic snark. From ugly behavior to how they physically and professionally rebrand. And no one is working harder at a rebrand than the Giudice Gorga next generation.
Let's focus on Giudice. She gave an interview. Moved out, launched her Casual Chaos podcast, and won Special Forces.
Let's hit pause on this standing ovation. How independent is this rebrand, really? She is opening a restaurant in Westwood called Il Vero.
Yes, highlighting authentic family recipes.
It is a direct transfer of established intellectual property. She is using Teresa's published cookbook recipes and letting Teresa decorate the interior. You cannot claim independence while leveraging your mother's fame, recipes, and aesthetic to launch a business. She is franchising the Teresa brand.
You are being too rigid. You can honor your roots and still be the CEO of your own life. She showed immense maturity in that interview, talking about how selfish she was when Joe got deported, focusing on her prom instead of her little sisters. That is growth. And she even pitched a housewife tagline for herself. I don't know what I'm doing here, but I guess I was made for this.
It is undeniably the most accurate tagline ever. She literally was made for this in the reality TV incubator. And speaking of narrative control, Teresa is attempting a massive rebrand by releasing a new memoir, The Queen of New Jersey.
The audacity of that title. It's her first book in almost 10 years. She's covering the divorce, finding Louis, and settling RHONJ scores.
Which means the book is going to be 300 pages of her rewriting history to paint Louis as a savior and blaming Margaret Josephs for everything. It's a PR manifesto. But let's pivot to surgical rebranding, because Antonia Gorga just got a nose job.
And the way she handled it was so refreshing. She posted a raw video with her bandages on, explaining she had a deviated septum and asymmetry.
And in supreme irony, Melissa Gorga was in the comments praising her honesty. which is rich, considering Melissa spent a decade vehemently denying she touched her own nose. Melissa even admitted recently she denied it because Antonia had her original nose and she didn't want to give her a complex.
I understand that maternal guilt.
Hmm.
But I love this era of cosmetic honesty. Kathy Wakil, who is 60, just showed off her bandaged face after a lower facelift, neck lift, brow lift, and blepharoplasty.
She documented a massive overhaul.
She posted a vulnerable video saying she just wanted to restore what gravity altered. She was literally on camera with the purple surgical marker still drawn on her skin. I love that women aren't hiding out in dark rooms anymore claiming they just drank water.
I appreciate the honesty, but let's be analytical. Transparency is the new, lucrative currency for engagement. Posting your bruised face triggers curiosity and keeps your name relevant in the algorithm. It is savvy marketing disguised as vulnerability.
You are so cynical. I choose to view it as empowering, but you know what is not empowering? What Mia Thornton from Potomac just attempted.
Oh my God. This is the funniest, most unhinged social media fail. Mia got caught photoshopping her face.
She used editing software to paste her head onto a professional model's body.
She found a photo of model Sophia O'Neill in a white dress, severed her head digitally, and pasted her own head on. The hands, the purse, the background identical.
And Sophia O'Neill caught her. She posted a side-by-side and called her out, saying, "Please remove the picture of Emmy with your head on it."
The sheer mortification. I would legally change my name and live in a cabin. But what does Mia do? She doubles down.
She posted a brand new picture in the exact same dress, sitting in a restaurant booth, saying her name carries enough weight on its own.
And the internet clocked that the new photo was 100% AI generated. The lighting, the shadows, the rendering of the fabric. And the AI forgot to include the necklaces she was wearing in the first fake photo.
The fans were roasting her. It is profoundly embarrassing, but you almost have to respect the delusion.
Utilizing artificial intelligence to cover up a Photoshop crime. Incredible. But we need to shift from comedic facial alterations to a very scary medical reality. We need to take a moment for Brandi Glanville.
This story makes my chest tight. Brandi has been dealing with severe facial disfigurement for years. Her face was swollen, she's in pain, and she thought she had a parasite, and doctors gaslit her.
They looked at the lump in her jawline and dismissed it as built-up scar tissue from cosmetic procedures. Over and over, they told her it was just vanity.
She finally goes to a cancer dermatologist, and they discover it is a benign tumor actively growing inside her lymph node. That tumor was blocking drainage and causing massive fluid buildup.
The medical gaslighting of women is a crisis. Doctors fell prey to confirmation bias because of her plastic surgery history. Meanwhile, the public has been ripping her apart for years, making cruel memes.
When she literally had a tumor growing in her face, it breaks my heart. She was so vulnerable, saying she just wants to heal and feel beautiful again. It is a terrifying burden to know something is wrong and have doctors tell you it's in your head.
It is a vital reminder that these are actual human bodies. But we must press on. Let's pivot to reality romance, rainbows, and runaways. Who is walking down the aisle and who is walking away?
I am squealing over this. Jenny JWoww Farley officially married Zach Carpinello.
And she managed to pull off the ultimate bait and switch on her guests.
She invited 50 friends to what they thought was a red carpet movie premiere for her film, Nanny Cam. They had a red carpet at Madison Modern Social. The guests walk in expecting a screening, and surprise, the mayor is there to officiate a wedding.
It's a brilliant PR strategy to completely neutralize the paparazzi. The aesthetic was a dark romance, Beauty and the Beast theme, red roses, dark candlelight, and no formal sit-down dinner.
The best wedding trend. Just keep the cocktails circulating. And I loved how they integrated the kids. Zach gave Milani a ruby ring and Grayson a soccer gift. It was about blending the family.
A far cry from the Seaside Heights days. But speaking of televised marriage attempts, Pedro Jimeno from 90 Day Fiancé is engaged again.
A collective groan of the internet.
Exactly 3 years after filing for divorce from Chantel, he proposed to Valentina Malagon in Hawaii in front of a giant heart-shaped arch with a neon "Will You Marry Me" sign.
It is painfully cliche. It looks like he ordered a reality TV proposal package. Zero personalization.
Well, his ex-wife Chantel also just got engaged to Ashley Brown.
Which was huge news because Chantel came out as queer. I love that they are both moving on. But speaking of coming out, we have some beautiful updates for Pride Month. Dana Katian from Vanderpump Rules came out as a lesbian.
She shared this on her Disrespectfully podcast. She previously identified as bisexual on the show. But she explained that the label just fundamentally didn't fit her internal reality anymore.
She was so articulate. She said she used the term queer because it felt safer, but deep down she knew she was a lesbian. She was just scared to say the word publicly, and now she feels so secure. She told her listeners, if you are not comfortable being yourself outwardly, you're seen, and it will happen when it's supposed to.
Tremendous visibility. And staying on the theme of pride, Andy Cohen attended a pride event in New York City solo.
Solo physically, but not single.
Exactly. He attended without his new serious boyfriend, Kevin Sobieski, who was out of town. Andy has confirmed things are very serious and called Kevin his person.
I am so thrilled for Andy. He deserves to find his rock. But unfortunately, not all coming out stories are handled with grace. We have to dive into this upsetting situation with Tan France and Queer Eye.
The polished veneer of the Fab Five is crumbling. Tan revealed on a podcast that during the filming of Season 1, an unnamed co-star confronted him and called him a traitor.
A traitor? Why?
Because the co-star discovered Tan was not yet fully out to his extended family. Tan didn't come out to his family until days before the show premiered. This co-star argued Tan was being a hypocrite by profiting off a show about gay visibility while being partially in the closet.
That makes my blood boil. I will fiercely defend Tan's right to come out on his own timeline. He's a Pakistani Muslim, a person of color, and a child of immigrants. The cultural stakes are entirely different. He said to the co-star, "You will never understand what it's like to be a person of color trying to come out when nobody has ever said those words in your community."
It highlights a massive blind spot regarding intersectionality. The traditional Western narrative of coming out doesn't map onto every culture or religion. It was incredibly arrogant for a co-star to demand canon. Tan jeopardized his family relationships on a forced timeline for show marketing.
A profound lack of empathy. I wonder who the co-star was. Karamo. Bobby.
With all the toxic work environment claims bleeding out of that set, it could be anyone. Now, transitioning to the most toxic programming decision ever, Taylor Frankie Paul's scrapped Bachelorette season might actually air.
You cannot be serious.
ABC canceled it days before the premiere due to domestic violence allegations against her. But industry sources say executives are running focus groups, and it might air in mid-July.
That is morally bankrupt. You cannot ethically air an aspirational dating show about a woman currently embroiled in severe legal and domestic chaos. It normalizes toxic behavior.
Let's look at corporate economics and the sunk cost fallacy. ABC invested millions into casting, shooting, and editing. Corporate executives demand a return on their investment.
But at what cost to the brand's reputation?
Corporate morality rarely outpaces ad revenue. Plus, Taylor just won a victory in family court, getting unsupervised custody of her son. The PR teams are testing if the public has softened on her. If viewership will be high, even for hate watching, they will air it.
I think it is fundamentally gross. I refuse to watch it.
You say that now, but if it airs, the cultural conversation will force us to dissect it. Which brings us to trailers, teasers, and tantrums.
Yeah.
What are we actually watching?
Well, my heart rate is elevated for this. Bravo dropped the trailer for Real Housewives' Ultimate Girls Trip, roaring 20th.
The Avengers. Endgame of Bravo.
It truly is. Vicky, Luan, Portia, Teresa, Kyle, Giselle, and Lisa Barlow on a trip across the U.S. The editing is spectacular. It opens with that iconic 2006 clip of Vicky screaming about a family band. Pure nostalgia.
The hook is the 82 cameos across the trip.
882. They showed Nene leaks. Nene is back on Bravo after her federal discrimination lawsuit. And Carol Radziwill, the gravity of the Bravo paycheck is inescapable.
And the cross-franchise drama is volatile. The trailer shows Ashley Darby bringing up Kyle Richards' estranged husband, Mauricio, and Kyle snaps back, "Technically, we're still married."
Ashley cannot help herself. If she senses a sore spot, she excavates it. I am counting down to August 9th. But while Bravo is expanding, we are losing Ladies of London.
The reboot, The New Reign, was paused by Bravo after one season.
I am so bummed.
Don't worry, Bravo is importing The Real Housewives of London from Hayu on July 29th. It is cheaper to buy existing tape than shoot new tape.
And it has cameos from Caroline Stanbury and Dorinda, so it feels tethered to our universe. Now, let's play Random Reality Bingo. A start. Brooks Marks revealed he attended an intensive circus school camp when he was 7.
A literal circus school.
Yes. He learned the pole, aerial silks, flying trapeze, and the cloud swing. He claims he could still execute a trapeze routine today. Just picture him flying through the air in a designer tracksuit.
It explains his agility in his mother's social circles. Okay, my turn. Raven, RuPaul's Emmy-winning makeup artist, is competing on RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under vs. the World.
Wait, she works on RuPaul's payroll? That is a conflict of interest.
Production is having RuPaul step down from hosting Down Under to avoid the optics, handing it to Michelle Visage. But fans are divided. Raven stated, "I'm here for the crown."
Okay, my next one. The DWTS. The next pro trailer dropped. 12 elite ballroom dancers are living together in bunk beds to compete for a pro spot. Hosted by Robert Irwin, judged by Mark and Shirley Ballas.
Putting competitive ballroom dancers in bunk beds is giving Stanford prison experiment. The psychological warfare will be out of control.
Ezra Sosa's sister is competing. It will be cutthroat.
My final bingo square. Sutton Strack provided an update on her son, Philip. He graduated from the Citadel and is enrolling in seminary school for 6 years to become a Catholic priest.
Sutton Strack's son, an heir to a Beverly Hills fortune.
Yep.
A priest.
Yes. Sutton burst into tears. But sociologically, choosing a vow of poverty is the ultimate rebellion against the materialism of Beverly Hills.
That is profound. But let's wrap up by discussing the outcasts and fan backlash. Danny Bucco from the Valley is claiming he has clinical PTSD from Janet Caperna.
During their Hawaii trip, Janet aggressively accused Danny of sexually assaulting Jasmine Good, claiming he touched her thigh and told her to get him a drink.
A career-ending allegation.
Danny says, I do have PTSD, the character defamation. There's still a wound. I empathize that he is furious, but reality stars need to stop co-opting severe psychiatric diagnoses like PTSD for cast trip drama.
I have to disagree. Having a coworker publicly accuse you of sexual assault when you have a corporate career and 4 kids is legitimately traumatic. I would be in intensive therapy.
It is highly distressing and potentially defamatory. But PTSD is a specific neurological response to life-threatening events. Using it interchangeably dilutes the medical term.
You are so cold. But Shemaya Morton on RHOA is also feeling alienated. She stated she feels like an outcast on the current cast.
She is the outcast. And she escalated it legally by sending a cease and desist to Angela Oakley.
Over the cheating allegations, Angela claimed Shemaya was sleeping with NBA players.
Cease and desists are the lifeblood of the Housewives franchise. It is a rite of passage. It's a PR tactic, masquerading as a legal threat.
It means you are a threat. But this final piece of backlash is not a PR stunt. We have to talk about Love Island USA.
The casting department needs to be liquidated.
A new bombshell, Alana Kaiser, entered the villa, and within hours, fans uncovered a video of her casually using a racial slur and an old Instagram comment where she used it again.
Fans are demanding her removal. How does a multi-million-dollar production company fail to catch this? Fans found it in 2 hours. Production had months.
It happens every season. They literally just had to remove someone else. 2 people back in season 7.
It is gross corporate negligence. Either they are slashing the budget on background checks, or casting directors are ignoring red flags to put stereotypically attractive bodies in the villa. It puts cast members of color in an unsafe environment.
It is exhausting. Honestly, babes, I am energetically depleted. My frappe is empty. The ice has melted. I need a dark room.
The Snark tank is empty. We must hand it over to the Snark Squad. Babes, we have 4 mandatory questions. 1. What is one messy life lesson you learned this week? 2. Have you ever willingly gone back to hot yoga, and who hurt you?
3. What is your Friday coffee order? Drop the modifications. And 4. Which gossip story had you the most shocked today? Was it Sandoval, the JWoww wedding, or the AI Photoshop fail? Let us know.
We want to read all your theories. Thank you for kicking off your weekend with us. Please subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and share this with another messy babe.
We love you guys. Protect your peace, block the toxic exes, and enjoy your weekend. Stay caffeinated, stay messy, and we'll see you on the Snark Side.